Okay, here we are. Hey, everybody. I am very excited to introduce you our nonprofit organization that we're spotlighting this month. And this month is REV Birmingham, and we have the president and CEO of REV, David Fleming, with us here today. So we're going to ask some questions and give y'all a chance to just get to know more about what REV does, because it's a very, very cool organization. So let me start there and ask you, David, what is it that you want people to know about REV Birmingham? Like, why is it important to our community?
Well, thank you for letting me be with you today. I'm always happy to talk about REV because I get to talk about one of my favorite things, which is Birmingham. I'm from Birmingham originally, and so this is sort of a passion project. I want people to know that REV Birmingham is a nonprofit organization filled with people that are all passionate about our city too, and specifically driving at our mission, which is to create vibrant commercial spaces in the city. Downtown is central to that, but also neighborhood main streets like the one in Woodlawn are all focuses of ours, because that, I think, builds a bigger vision for our city, which is to be the most vibrant urban market in the Southeast, where everyone can realize their dreams. And, we always hear great talent wants great places. And so our focus is very place focus for economic development, which is a different kind of niche in economic development.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great. So I think I know about REV Birmingham because a friend of mine works there, Elizabeth. But I think a lot of people don't know what are the kinds of things that REV does. So you mentioned, Main Street and Woodlawn, but give us the kind of the big picture of the different projects and things that REV has done in the city.
Well, it is a mixed big bucket of work, because when you're trying to, revitalize or bring vibrant places, it's about a lot of different things that make that happen. I mean, we define vibrant as where diverse people and authentic places meet. And so we work on the people element and as well as the place element. You can have a beautiful place like Railroad Park. If there are no people there, it's not a vibrant place, but the place has got to be the kind of place people want to be. So we try to work in three areas. We work in, a lot of our initiatives are about supporting business owners and people wanting to start and grow businesses or have business ideas, strengthening places, which is very physical. What's the quality of the public realm? What's the quality of the private realm? Are the buildings blighted? Do they need to be fixed up? And then the third area is creating great experiences, which is always about creating market opportunity or revealing market potential. Like, several years ago, the bike share program, we started that, ran that for 5 years to help people see that there was demand for that. And now a private company is running with bike share and those kinds of things. So that's, there's a lot of initiatives that we're responsible for. The lights under the underpasses in downtown we did. And,
I didn't know that. That's very cool.
Because that's creates a more vibrant place, right? And more interesting. And a lot of the historic building rehabs we have advised people on or worked in advocacy, like the state historic tax credit, which helps a lot of that happen, was something we were involved in to get, to happen in the legislature. So it's a real mix of work, but it all adds up to the vibrant places where diverse people and authentic places meet.
I love that. I love that a lot. So, I mean, given that you're from Birmingham, there's lots of great places to work in Birmingham. There's lots of need. What specifically drew you to want to be at REV?
Well, I am from here, and and technically, if you want to get real technical, I'm a Bessemer native, the city to the west of downtown.
Okay.
And so I grew up steeped in and around the city and the old iron and steel industry that used to be what Birmingham was all about. But I developed a love for our city. I never did, really kind of want to leave it. I felt like it always had so much potential. Couple that with the fact that I developed a love for historic buildings. Some people are tree huggers. I admit to be a building hugger. So that drove me to this place-based revitalization work. And you want to see all the historic buildings in downtown, the historic neighborhoods, filled with life, and so that led to this kind of work. And ultimately, I really believe in the importance of a place like, especially downtown, because really it's the one place in our whole region that really belongs to everybody. You can think about all the different neighborhoods and cities and all that, and you say that's so-and-so city, but really downtown, it's within the city of Birmingham. It belongs to everyone, and it's going to be, I think, the best hope for people coming together and understanding our past, our present, our future, and kind of living together, in place.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, I would imagine, having grown up here, being a Bessemer native, you've seen a lot of changes in Birmingham over the years. So, and it sounds like, I mean, from what you were describing about the bike sharing program, for instance, like y'all can kind of get an idea going, and like you said, show that there's interest, that people would want to do it, and then somebody else, maybe comes in and takes it over. Is that the typical model, or I mean, do y'all start a project and see it through and sort of own that project? How does that work?
Yeah, well, it depends on the need. If the market can do it on its own and just needs a little help, then we come alongside someone or some company or some nonprofit or organization and maybe help them get there. That's what a lot of small business technical assistance that we do, and we call that, we like to find passionate people and powerful projects and feed them. But on the other hand, there may be things that it requires a sort of nonprofit or some mission-driven organization to actually make something happen. Like some of the buildings that we own in downtown Woodlawn, we renovated because the market wasn't going to do it, and we had to step in and say, well, how do we put together all the resources to renovate these buildings and create? We call that catalytic development. It would be the catalyst that helps to help the market then respond to those things.
Yeah. So it sounds like you probably have a lot of either formal or informal partnerships with other either for-profit or not-for-profit organizations in Birmingham.
Yeah, we can't do our job and be successful without collaboration. That's one of our core values, and we really believe that we sometimes the role is bringing a lot of people together. And we also know we don't have all the skills on our own, and we've got to have other folks involved. I don't know too many projects that are really impactful or worthwhile that hasn't had a lot of hands touching it. But that's hard. That takes a lot of work, and it's it takes a lot of herding cats, as they say.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, that was my next question, is like, what are the biggest challenges that REV faces in terms of, having your mission, come to life? What are the challenges there?
I think one of those is just really having the ability to control some of the tools needed to do that. I mean, we, manage something like the Business Improvement District, which is something like a condo association for property owners downtown. They pool resources, but we end up using that to help, put extra sort of security out on the street, that sort of thing, because people want a place to be clean and safe. So tools like that are really critical. And, we have to use other people's tools a lot and bring them. So it's a challenge. It goes back to that whole, convincing people that these tools should be deployed this way, or these resources should be deployed this way, because you'll get the impact that we want. And I think generally, people when they ask me this, sometimes I surprise them that I think one of the biggest challenges, biggest things that would help REV is just people being positive and optimistic. Because we tend to be a city that's a little bit sometimes negative about itself, and not so high on our potential, or whatever. So I remember I've been in this work now a little over 25 years, and I remember starting in the 90s and working on downtown, and nobody believed in it, right? And so we were always just pushing to get a lot of people to believe. Well, one of the nice things is over the last decade, we've had so much since Railroad Park opened in 2010. So many good things have happened, and a lot more people believe in the city center. We've taken a hit in 2020 between pandemic and social protests and things that I think we've got to get beyond, and look to the future on. But really, it's getting people to believe. That's powerful, because if people really believe the possibility, then you don't have to do all that work to just get them there.
No, that's such a great point. Yeah. I mean, I will tell you this quick story. When I came to Birmingham in 1989, I started graduate school at UAB, and I told my grandmother, who at the time lived in Chattanooga, that I was going to go to Birmingham. She's like, why would you go to Birmingham?
Mm-hmm.
Because her experience of Birmingham was, probably from the 60s or 70s, and it was a dirty, like, steel town, and there wasn't anything to do, and blah blah blah. And I was like, I think we might have different ideas, about what Birmingham is. So fast forward, my husband's family's from California. They love to come to Birmingham. They're like, it is beautiful. There are trees everywhere. People are so friendly. There's great food. Like, when I moved here in 1989, the best restaurant was TGI Fridays. Like, the only restaurant that was not, like fast food or whatever. And I mean, the food scene here is just amazing. So, like, Birmingham I call it a really well kept secret. I don't necessarily want everybody to know about it, because then
Right. Well, I think most people are surprised by Birmingham when they really experience it. And that's what a lot of people that recruit talent here and all that really find. The struggle is just getting people here. And once they get them here, they realize, oh my gosh, this is such a gem.
Yeah.
And so I understand what you're talking about. Well, and I do think Birmingham is so much more people expect.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, going back to what you said, like, just getting people to believe and sort of getting that optimism going. It's almost, it feels to me, just as a person who lives here, like there's some real momentum behind that now, because of the collective efforts of REV and other organizations who believed, in the potential of the city. So,
and there's a lot of power in, casting a vision. And that sometimes is what we do in our place-based work. Ultimately, you got to say, what is this place, these 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks or whatever? What is this? What's the vision for this place? And get everybody agreeing, having contributed to the vision, but believing in it. And then you can build some tactics and strategies and what you're going to do about it, to make it happen. And you mentioned Chattanooga. That's kind of a Chattanooga story, because when I was a kid, Chattanooga was kind of like that. Why would you go to Chattanooga?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's very cool now. And that was a city that got behind the vision for changing itself. And they committed to it, committed the organizations and the resources to doing it. And now Chattanooga's got a fantastic reputation and quality of life,
Yeah, definitely. So I would love for our community to know, first of all, if they're interested in supporting REV, how to do so. And if there are any, like, upcoming events to support REV that you want people to know about, tell us about that.
Well, a lot of what we really want people to do right now is to support businesses, restaurants, retail in our city. Don't be afraid to come out to downtown and visit and spend time in a lot of these people that really need our business right now. I mean, they were really decimated, through the pandemic, and so more than just coming to a thing of REVs, we really want people to. And so a lot of our events are about that. I mean, we've supported things that are trying to drive people into places with some incentives or programs. We do have 5 times a year the Woodlawn Street Market in downtown Woodlawn. We'd love people to come out to that. That's one of the coolest public sort of street markets, I think, as it has developed over the last few years. I mean,
when is the next upcoming one? What's the date?
It is, I should have brought it up because you asked me, but I think that it's next month. It's in May.
Okay. All right.
But on our website, you can find it, and on the Woodlawn neighborhood website, you can find it.
Okay. So what is your website, and what is the Woodlawn neighborhood website? So
we're at www.revbirmingham.org.
Okay.
revbirmingham.org. And Woodlawn is just woodlawnbusiness.org.
Okay, great. We will definitely post that so people can go and check it out.
Yeah, and it's great to see some local merchants trying to sell their wares, and great food, and usually great fun. We have some. It's again one of those places where you see a lot of different people mixing it, and it works out well.
Yeah. No, I love a street market. Let me tell you, I just love to poke around and see what's what, have some good little nibbles, and see some cool things. So, wonderful. So, anything else you want our community to know about REV Birmingham before we close out today?
Well, we are we're an organization that has been around a long time, but constantly evolving, constantly looking to the future, even though we're rooted in our past, our city's past. And I really want people to know that we believe that the best city is a place where all people have opportunity, and that is a constant work to achieve that. But we know it's the right work to do, and I just want folks to know we certainly would love support. We are a nonprofit, and we need financial support if anyone feels so led. But again, going back to believing, I mean, we always say we say around here we're not the naysayers, we're yay sayers. That's kind of the theme. We're all about yay. So
I love it.
There, we'll take you in.
All right. Yay. Love it. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming today. I know you're busy, and thank you for helping us understand more about what REV Birmingham does. And I can say for myself, I'm very appreciative of the work that y'all do, even though, many people don't see all the hard behind the scenes kind of stuff. They might see the outcome of something like the Woodlawn Street Market, but we appreciate you and everything that REV is doing for our city. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
All right. Okay. Bye-bye.